Competitive video gaming has come a long way from the days of Pong or Pac-Man. Esports are on the verge of becoming a billion-dollar industry, and the race is on to develop a league capable of smashing into the American mainstream. Blizzard Entertainment is one of the industry's major players. In 2015, Blizzard executive Nate Nanzer and his co-workers began formulating a plan for a league on an unprecedented scale. 3 years later, the Overwatch League arrived and changed the entire gaming industry.
So the Overwatch League has really been a labor of love since about 2015. There's a small group of us that saw an opportunity to take best practices from traditional sports, structures from traditional sports, and apply that to esports. We knew we had a great game. It was very apparent to us internally. The moment I played Overwatch for the first time before it came out, I knew it was going to be a great game.
Overwatch is a 6 vs 6 first-person shooter that launched in 2016. Blizzard developed the game with esports in mind. The game pits cartoonish heroes head-to-head on maps from a post-apocalyptic Earth. Teams of heroes compete over various objectives. Think capture the flag, but with a few twists. The Overwatch League is also global, 12 teams based on 3 continents, including teams in London, New York, Seoul, and Shanghai. The esports industry is expected to surpass $1 billion in revenue in 2019, but potential investors, especially from traditional sports, had struggled to find a comfortable fit until the Overwatch League came about.
So I think esports is just massive growth right now. You have to look at it, it's growth in every region, it's growth in every platform, it's demographics and everything are changing. So esports is really just a great space to be in. With a franchising system, you have your brand that you build around. I thought that was important. The other thing to mention was the regional aspect of Overwatch League had never been done before, and we all gravitated to that really quickly.
Wilpon Sterling Equities was among the first batch of team owners announced, a group that also included New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft.
Having an opportunity to own a New York franchise, how many times does a New York franchise come about that you can start a new sport and own the New York franchise and know that you're going to be a first mover in that space? I think that was very important to us. The marketplace we have, the amount of people that live here, the numbers they showed us that they had of people playing Overwatch in this area, we thought would be a great thing to try and build a fan base here.
All 12 teams were located in Los Angeles for the first season while their franchises sought home arenas. That hasn't stopped Overwatch fans from falling for their home teams.
I just love the energy, man. There's no other energy than being at the event with people who are all having the same type of mindset as you. Like, we all want to scream, we all want to cheer on NYXL. I can't argue anything be better than that.
Bob and others like him hope to play professionally one day, but only a select few actually make it. And the professional gaming life isn't a bad one. Minimum salaries go for $50,000. There's also housing, benefits, and retirement. And some players earn more. Winners are entitled to a bit of the league's $3.5 million prize pool.
We are like living the dream in a big mansion in LA. Everything is paid for us.
Yeah, we get like food and clothes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the good life.
Training is intense. The players spend hours a week practicing for months away from their families, holed up in the house with their teammates. Some of the teams even have a nutritionist who helps ensure the players eat healthy meals. A trainer also makes sure each player stays fit through daily exercises.
Whatever they need, I try to provide, and whatever support they need, I try to provide. It's just a little bit of everything. Our coaches are also very young, and they can't vent to the players, and so I allow them to have that space where they can come talk to me and just let them know that they're being heard, and just make sure everyone is happy.
NYXL team entered the postseason as a heavy favorite, but just like in traditional sports, upsets happen. The underdog Philadelphia Fusion knocked off NYXL, setting up a date with the London Spitfire in Brooklyn. London and Philadelphia were the 2 lowest seeds in the playoffs, making Overwatch's first grand final a surprise showdown. The Fusion had a unique challenge in Season 1. bringing together a roster featuring players from 9 different countries.
The thought process behind building this roster was really that we were the last organization to come into the league, so a lot of the talent was already locked up and signed to like other teams. So we felt the only chance we had at competing this year would be to sign just the best possible players at every roles that were available.
London's roster was built from 2 pre-existing Korean teams. Internal strife nearly derailed their season, but the team charged through the playoffs after firing 4 players mid-season to fix the team's chemistry.
I always knew my team would do well. I didn't expect to have some of the issues that we did along the way. So when we won stage 1, I was like, okay, cool, this is like to be expected because the players I picked up were amazing. When we fell apart stage 2, we didn't really fall apart, we didn't win. We got the playoffs, we didn't win, but we did fall apart stage 3. We had a real rough stage 4 as we reformatted. That was all unexpected. But as the way, watching the team come together, the way they did it in playoffs, that was basically getting back to kind of the script I was hoping for, and I feel like we're now realizing the team that I was hoping to build when I first put this team together now.
The Grand Finals were a 2-day event at the Barclays Center, home of the NBA's Brooklyn Nets. Tickets sold out quickly to watch the teams vie for $1.4 million in prizes. ESPN even aired the first night of the final, the first time the traditional sports network carried esports in prime time. The ESPN spotlight was a breakthrough moment for the industry. It also rekindled a long-standing question with very real implications. Are esports sports?
There's a difference between being a sport and being like the most athletic sport for sure, right? But I think the bigger question isn't the semantics of whether or not they're a sport. It's more about what does it mean to be a competition and how high are the stakes of this competition. And I think the players on our team I know work harder than any athlete I've ever met.
The Grand Finals certainly had the intensity of a major sporting event. A pre-match performance from DJ Khaled helped too. After a brief setback early in the match, London rolled over Philadelphia on night 1. The Spitfire entered the second day, needing to win just 1 of the 2 scheduled matches to clinch the championship. Philadelphia fans weren't discouraged, not after playing the role of underdog all season.
So to be here on like the grand stage, like I was excited, I knew they were good, but to be here is phenomenal.
We had no idea that Philly would be here today. And the fact that they came through, they defeated New York, amazing. It just brought it all together. Like, and seeing all the orange in the crowd yesterday, fantastic.
Obviously London, don't let me down London, don't let me down, come on. Got to bring it home, got to bring home that cup. It's going to be good, all right?
Philadelphia came out firing, with sharpshooters EQO and Carpe picking off Spitfire players. But it wasn't enough. London finished off the fusion in overtime, fittingly capturing the crown on King's Row, a map based on London's city streets.
History has been captured by the London Spitfire, our stage 1 champions on top of the world. Give a warm congratulations to your inaugural Overwatch League champions, the London Spitfire!
일단 이렇게 쉽게 우승을 할 줄 몰랐고요. 다음 시즌은 좀 더 세팅가 하고 싶네요.
I didn't think it would be this easy. Next year, I hope we play against a stronger team.